Hey guys, sorry about earlier on. Bit of an issue with the microphone, but we'll go again. Hopefully, some of you jump on and we'll have a chat again about Liverpool transfers. Hey Michael, is this any better, mate? If anyone else is on there, can you just let me know if my sound's okay this time? I'm absolute novice at this and I'm just trying to make sure I have the right things hooked up. Perfect. Happy days, lads. That's brilliant. Delighted for that one. Apologies about that. I deleted that last video. We'll go again this time. As I said, I'm a total novice at this. Connor wasn't around to help me, so we'll get straight back into it. John Paul Gormley says, I feel with next season possibly being the most competitive it's been in a while, we need to act now and get a top keeper. I agree. I don't know what else to say, John Paul, except you're spot on, mate. And I agree with everything you're saying. I agree with everybody that says we need to go and get a top goalkeeper. It's been a problem at Liverpool Football Club since the good years of Pepe Reina, but he had a couple of iffy years towards the end as well. I can't remember the last time we had a top goalkeeper. Even thinking back as far as Brucey Grobler, he was brilliant at times and he was crazy at times. But it seems common sense. It seems it's like simple. As you just go out, get the keeper, strengthen the spine of the team. We have the front three. We have the centre back now. We've decent options to play alongside that centre back. We have a class midfield. We're after Fabinho, Naby Keita, possibly Nabil Fekir coming in, Jordan Henderson, Gini Wijnaldum, James Milner. We have a really strong midfield. I was going to say trio, but we've much more depth than that. Adam Lallana as well. So yeah, it seems absolutely spot on. Any news with Fekir? Mikel, only what I said earlier on the last video, in that his friend has come out, I believe it was on Instagram today, and said that Nabil Fekir will be a Liverpool player after the World Cup. Then again, somebody else said they believed or they'd heard that there was a medical penciled in for Sunday. Now, that I'm not aware of, but all signs and everything is pointing to the deal being done in a matter of time. That's all I can say, mate. I don't really know anymore. I could come on here, go full on ITK and spout shite, but there's no point. Just come on, tell the truth, and what we hear is what we hear. He will be a red. I'm sure of that. His agent has come out today and completely rubbished the rumours that Bayern Munich have come in from a last minute offer, or Bayern Munich have tried to take him. He said that that's absolute nonsense. There's been no contact with Bayern Munich. So all signs just point towards Nabil Fekir becoming a Liverpool player. There doesn't seem to be anybody else really strongly linked with him except Liverpool. And also Liverpool don't seem to be really strongly linked with anybody else but Nabil Fekir for that position. So it seems like it's going to happen. It seems like just a matter of time. Another interesting thing I did hear today was that Atletico Madrid apparently are seriously interested in Thomas Lemar. We spoke about him on the video last night, guys, and some people said there's still links there. We're still interested in Lemar, and I said, as far as I was aware, that the interest was there, but then in January we started looking at Fabinho, opened up talks there, and that's progressed to now. Atletico Madrid apparently are happy to spend up to 75 million euros or pounds, I don't know which one, and that's whether Griezmann stays or goes, but we all know that Griezmann will go this summer. So Thomas Lemar seems to be the top target for Diego Simeone in Atletico Madrid, so that should be interesting. Harvey, hey mate, Harvey, how are you? Apparently Fekir to have medical tomorrow, source Canal Plus. If that's the source, Harvey, Canal Plus are, they're closer to French football than any of us are. They're a pretty big channel, as you know. So if they're saying he's having a medical tomorrow, wow, that would be awesome. That would make my weekend, mate, and I'm sure many other Reds. So thank you for letting me know that. That's brilliant. Michael says, I think Fekir will be done. We just need to be patient. I couldn't agree more, Michael. It's going to be a done deal. It is just a done deal. Everybody seems confident. There's nobody that's really poo-pooing it. The only downside seemed to be the Bayern Munich links, and his agent have come out and said that that's nonsense. So even him rubbishing them kind of points towards him going to Liverpool, because if he was his agent and there was no deal in place, or he was still shopping around to get more money, he wouldn't come out and deny the Bayern Munich interest. He'd say nothing and let other clubs think that there's more clubs interested in rise the price. But it seems to be that he's Liverpool bound, and it's amazing. If you would have told me 18 months ago or 12 months ago that Nabil Fekir will be a Liverpool player, I wouldn't have believed you. I wouldn't have thought we'd been able to go after that caliber of player, or we'd have had the finances to go after that caliber of player. So excellent news. DMM says, if details settle the medical can take place, can this happen with him away training camp? Sometimes what happens, mate, is the Liverpool doctors will get permission from the French FA And wherever France are based at the minute, I don't know, are they playing another game before the World Cup? I imagine that they are. So Liverpool could fly into the France training camp and use their facilities. It's been done before. It's been done with many transfers before, actually, and it's been done a couple of times with the English team. So it wouldn't be able to it wouldn't be unfathomable that Liverpool could do that. I could get a transfer done when he's in international duty. It would, for the French manager's point of view, it would settle him down before the World Cup, and he's going to want this player to be as focused and calm as possible. So if he gets a transfer done or the medical out of the way, it could be good news all around. Do you see Fekir's friend put up a post on Instagram saying Fekir will join Liverpool? I did indeed. Fatal Frags. I said that earlier on. Connor pointed it out to me that his mate, and he does seem to be a genuine friend of his, because you can see the pictures up of the two of them together. So fingers crossed that that's true. But maybe the medical's done beforehand and the rest of it's concluded, and he actually comes and signs afterwards. I don't know, but it looks like a deal's in place. John Paul Gormley, Twitter's kicking off tonight about Fekir medical tomorrow from French channels. Yeah, that was, I think Mikel pointed that out earlier on, or somebody pointed out, said that Canal Plus have said that it looks like there'll be a medical tomorrow. Again, if true, it's just brilliant news. DMM, Nabil Fekir and his agent are due in Merseyside tomorrow. A medical will take place if all goes smoothly, according to @Roman CG75. Brilliant. I honestly don't know who that guy is. He's probably a French journalist by the sound of his name. I don't know, but if multiple sources are linking him to a medical tomorrow, that can only be a good thing. So if we get two over the line this quickly, guys, before the World Cup, and then start pushing for a goalkeeper, is really well done from the club in general, from Klopp, the team, FSG, the whole lot of them. To get these transfers done so quickly is brilliant. Fatal Frags. Fekir is a top player. No doubt in my mind that he'll shine in the Premier League. I agree, 100%. People are already trying to compare him to Felipe Coutinho and how he's going to play in this team, but I was a bit different, and I always thought in the Klopp system, Coutinho, as talented and as brilliant as he was almost a luxury for Klopp, in that I didn't feel that he would be the type of player that Klopp would ever go and buy for a team. But Nabil Fekir coming in, it will offer us so much. If nothing else, a set pieces on top of what he already brings to the game will be amazing. I mean, you've all seen the goal he scored, the free kick against PSG. He knows how to hit a dead ball, and we can never have too many of those specialists. 53 million, John Paul Gormley said, with 7 million in add-ons. Mate, is that in pounds sterling or euros? I gather it must be pounds sterling at that price. 53 million. That's class. Ravi Beeka, British media also saying Lamar talks underway. Could we sign both? Ravi, you probably just missed it. I was saying to the guys earlier on that what I'd been reading was that Atletico Madrid really want to go after Thomas Lamar, whether Griezmann stays or goes, although it looks like Griezmann is going, that they seem to have made Lamar their top transfer target and are willing to go up to 75 million from, if that's the asking price from Monaco. I don't know if it's true or not. All I can say is it's something that I read in, I can't actually remember. I think it was either on the Echo's website or it was on the Liverpool website and the transfer news, but I can't remember who broke the story or what newspaper it was. What happened on Instagram with Fekir's friend? He just posted up pictures of them together, and I believe he posted up something that said Nabil will be a red after the World Cup, mate. I think that's what he said anyway. John Paul Gormley, Sterling, wow. Well, that's decent then. So £60 million, 53. That's a really good price. To be fair, I think that's a very fair price to pay for Nabil Fekir. 53 million guaranteed, 7 million in add-ons, which are most likely going to be doable add-ons. So 60 million quid, it seems reasonable. I know it seems crazy saying that, but in this crazy transfer market, £60 million seems reasonable. Who would your ideal goalkeeper be? Yeah, it's a tough one, isn't it? The obvious answers are the two, Oblak or Alisson, but looking down from that, it's tough, isn't it? You've heard Cillessen be mentioned. I haven't seen that much of him since he left Ajax. He always seemed a little bit hit and miss to me. I honestly, mate, I don't know. I don't know after Alisson or Oblak. But they would be my top two. If I could pick one or the other, I wouldn't mind either or. But with Real Madrid seriously interested in Alisson, if they can raise the money, and they look like they might be moving on Cristiano Ronaldo, Manchester United apparently is where he wants to go, according to, I don't know if it's his agent or somebody else said that Ronaldo really wants, or was Guillaume Balaguer, said Ronaldo really wants back to Manchester United. So they could be looking to free up a wage bill, possibly get a big transfer fee in, and then go after Alisson, because money is quite tight at Real Madrid as well as Barcelona. So interesting summer ahead. I don't really want Liverpool though to go competing with Real Madrid, possibly PSG, and that for goalkeepers. I don't know. What do you guys think? Is there a number you'd be happy with the club paying for a goalkeeper? I mean, is the 75 million we paid for Virgil van Dijk, would that be reasonable? Would everybody be happy if we spent that much on a keeper? I know I would be because of how important the position is to me. But it'd be interesting to see what you guys think. What number and role would you put Fekir and Fabinho? It's interesting, isn't it? I seen on the Liverpool website, and I don't know if they do this with all players they haven't given the number to, but when I went on to look at the name and numbers on the website, they had Fabinho down as 99, and that couldn't be true, obviously, because he was number 2 at Monaco, was he? Is that correct? If I remember rightly. What number? I'd give him 23 when Can fucks off. Fabinho can take chance 23, which is a number I really like, obviously it being Carragher's old number. And I think Fowler wore 23 as well at one point before he took 9, if I remember correctly. Fekir, yeah, that's a tough one, isn't it? What number would you give Fekir? It seems Naby Keita will probably come in and take the 8. So I don't know what number. I'm useless when it comes to squad numbers and what's available. I don't know. I imagine Fekir for 8, and as I said, I like to give Fabinho 23, but for Fekir, I don't know. As long as he's happy with it, that's all that matters with me. All black for me, says Michael Friars. Yeah, he probably, I don't know, all black. Yeah, I think I would go all black. Gun to my head, I probably would pick all black just because I've seen more of him and he's been at that top level for longer and he's been more consistent than Alisson, who's only really got his break at Roma in the past 12 months. Brian Hastings and Pulisic or Dembele this season or next. Quality win. I take Pulisic every day of the week over Ousmane Dembele. I just don't like Dembele's temperament. I didn't like the way he disappeared for Borussia Dortmund when he wanted to move to Barcelona. As I said before, he's apparently thrashed Klopp's house when he rented Klopp's house at Borussia Dortmund, although that was told to me by Christian on our podcast, so I can't speak from experience on that point. I'm just passing on what I was told. Pulisic for me, from every point of view, from a marketing point of view, from a playing point of view, from a profile point of view, again, both really young quality players. I just think Pulisic seems to have a really level-headed, good head in his shoulders. Liverpool versus everybody. Martial, he's been so wasted at United, isn't he? You know what? Like, I feel sorry for the kid. He came in, had a great start, lots of potential, highly thought of in French football, and he's been just Jose Mourinho, hasn't he? He's been just cast aside and not given a chance or given a proper run of it at United. And there's a top quality player in there. Obviously, nobody's going to move from Manchester United to Liverpool, so I wouldn't expect to see him as a Red or as one of our Reds, but Martial is a quality player. Mahrez and Nabil are on the same price. Good business for FSG. It is good business, although who would I have with the two of them? You know what? I'm not going to knock Mahrez. He's a quality player, but I would take Fekir at Liverpool. It might sound a little bit biased because he's probably coming to Liverpool, but Mahrez is a quality player. I like Nabil Fekir. I just think his ceiling is really, really high. Feel like Alisson would be a better choice. Good with his feet and would suit our style. That's true again, Ben. He is good with his feet, but from what we've seen of them, we can only judge Alisson from 12 months, whereas Oblak, we can take 3 or 4 years of him at the highest level, making save after save after save, being in a team that kept clean sheets, that knew how to defend. But moving the ball quickly is important for Klopp, and a keeper playing high in his 18-yard box is important for Klopp. So I understand where you're coming from with Alisson, mate. Orlando Green, I love your chat. It's a very good show. I'm from Jamaica. Can you big up all Liverpool fans in Jamaica? Oh, funny story, actually. I was actually in Jamaica it's a good few years ago now on my honeymoon. And I was wearing my Liverpool shirt when I went there. And it was just, everybody came up and said hello. I love Jamaican people. They're so friendly. I had such a lovely time over there. You just mentioned the name John Barnes and you see everybody's eyes light up. So I'm more than happy to give a shout out to all the Liverpool fans in Jamaica. Oh, much love to them all because they're great people. If we sign Fekir, then I can't see us signing Pulisic. Sorry. I wouldn't rule it out, Phil, but I understand where you're coming from. It's a lot of money. I just know that Liverpool have been trying to work hard to get Pulisic over the line. And think about it from this point of view, Phil, from an American standpoint, from an FSG standpoint, and from a US men's national team standpoint, and growing the brand of Liverpool in America, which is an emerging market, as we spoke about before. Maybe it's just me, me being me and being too positive, but I wouldn't be too disappointed if we got Fekir this summer. We didn't get Pulisic, but I would like to see us add another wide forward or centre forward. But I understand where you're thinking from, Phil, so I'm not going to run you down, mate. I think a lot of you, buddy, we chat a lot on Twitter as well, so it's just about opinions, I suppose, mate. Brian Chinchon, Fekir can take Coutinho's number 10. He most certainly can. Yeah, I don't see why not. I don't even. This is how bad I am about Coutinho. I'm actually angry that the little shit is playing at Anfield tomorrow with Brazil. That's annoying me, and it's annoying me that it's been portrayed in the media as Liverpool fans will get to see Felipe Coutinho return to Anfield tomorrow, although not for Liverpool. Fuck you. We don't care about Felipe Coutinho. He's had his chance. He fucked off the Barcelona. Leave him be. Cato will take the number 8, Matt. I agree, Matt. 100%. We've always thought that Cato would take 8, haven't we? I think when people have been doing up mock shirts and stuff, they've always had Cato down as 8 because people think of 8, they think of Stevie G, they think of that combative midfielder, and he seems to tick all those boxes. So yeah, I'm completely with you on that one, mate. John Paul Gormley, with Barca still owing us Suarez final transfer payment and still have not paid in full for Coutinho, could we manage to get Dembele for 40 million and write the rest off money owed? I'm not even going to pretend to understand football finance, mate. But from what I can gather, if Barcelona can move the debt for Dembele off their books and onto somebody else's books, that can certainly free up money for them to go and buy players, even if that means they move them on with a 2-year loan with a condition to buy at the end of it. What that means for Liverpool, I don't know, and what negotiating tactic they could have with Barcelona in regards to money owed to us. I'm sure something could be done there. I did actually read something, so just bear with me 1 second. I'm just going to flick through my phone real quick because I understand this looks horrible, guys, so bear with me. Liverpool boss Jurgen Klopp is leaving no stone unturned in his pursuit of Barcelona's Ousmane Dembele. The Reds are keen to tie up a deal for the French forward, who endured an injury-plagued first season at the Nou Camp. So much so, in fact, that Klopp will attempt to meet Dembele's mother to help convince the player his future lies at Anfield. That's from Mundo Deportivo in Spain. So make of that what you will, guys. They're saying that Jurgen Klopp really wants Dembele at Liverpool, and as they said, he's leaving no stone unturned. So maybe we will see a move for Ousmane Dembele. Maybe, as John Paul suggested, there is something can be done there in regards to money owed to Liverpool. Crit says, please, not Butland. I'm with you, buddy. I don't want Butland one bit. Anybody. I'm almost ABB at this point, anyone but Butland. I just don't think he's good enough. I don't see him as an improvement on Mignolet or Karius. Just don't see it. Fake news, he didn't trash Klopp's house. The house was clean, but too many trash, so they put the extra trash beside the small trash bin. As I said, Matt, you can call it fake news. I'm just saying what I was told to me by Christian. You seem to have a bit more information on it, so who am I to tell you that you're wrong, buddy? I don't know. He was renting Klopp's house. I think from your story, even from your version of things, that seems to be the case. Christian said Christian believes that he trashed Klopp's house and Klopp wasn't happy about it. I tend to believe Christian because he's very knowledgeable on these things, but as with anything and as with media, anything can be blown out of all proportion. So it could have been an absolute storm in a teacup, mate, for all I know. Anderson Talisca, I don't know, is the honest thing. We all heard what the manager of Besiktas came out and said, that he'll be an opponent of Czech Tolson's in the Premier League. So we don't know if that's with Liverpool, Manchester United, but it seems to have gone quiet on all fronts. But then again, is that a bad thing? I always thought Talisca was more linked to Manchester United, but then again, we all thought that Fabinho was possibly more linked to Manchester United. So what do I know? Naby got Gerrard's number when he signed last year. Great, that's perfect, and that's probably why everybody's going with Naby Keita. And I think you're right, Benz. Actually, Benz, now that you mentioned, didn't he open a company called Naby Keita 8 or something like that? I think he set up a company for tax purposes in the UK under Naby Keita 8 or something. So that now that you've reminded me of that, I think you're spot on, mate. Connor says, don't want Butland at all. Go 89 million for Oblak and just 70 million for Fekir. Well, from what we're hearing, isn't Fekir 53 million plus 6 million in add-ons? I think someone said that to me earlier on. It might have been John Paul. So we seem to be saving even more money there. So there could be more money for a keeper. You think Lovren should play? Mikhail says, I think Lovren should play instead of Matip. Matip is too weak. Wholeheartedly agree. Said this on last night's video as well. Joel Matip, for me, never seems to be able to put a string of games together. He's never been able to form a consistent partnership with somebody. He's looked good against some of the less physical teams and the smaller teams, but when it comes to playing the big boys, Romelu Lukaku's of this world and stuff, he seems to be overpowered, loses a lot in the air and picks up a lot of soft tissue injuries. So I agree. I'd much rather, if we didn't sign a centre-back, I would rather sign one, but if we didn't, I'd rather Lovren continue to partner Van Dijk. Brian Singson, mate, I agree with your preference for Pulis over Dembele for all the reasons you stated. Also for the American market, he will open up LFC, FSG or Hoff for him. It just ticks so many boxes, Brian, doesn't it? I imagine that FSG would drool at the thoughts of what they could do with Christian Pulisic. Klopp would drool on the pitch and the thoughts of what he could do with him and how he could progress him. But it would really open up that market, and there'll be a lot of shirts sold across the world, particularly in the United States. John Paul Gormley, West Ham at Anfield, first game of the season next season, apparently. I don't know. When are the fixtures done? I know it's in June at some point, but I don't know. Have they been done? I haven't got a clue. First for me, mate. I have no idea. David Carroll, oh my God, not Butland. You're not alone. Everybody, David, seems to be thinking the same thing in this chat, mate. Nobody wants Butland as a club. Well, that sounds so harsh, doesn't it? He's a professional footballer. I don't mean to come across so negative towards somebody starting their career, but he will have a great career somewhere. Obviously, Stoke are after going down, so we'll move on. But I just don't think it would be right for him to go to Liverpool, even though people that I trust have suggested that we will be going for Butland in some way, shape, or form. Lee Farrell, have Liverpool ever won the Premier League? No, mate, because football was only invented in 1992 when the Premier League started. There was no football before that. So, no, we haven't won the Premier League. The 18th league titles we won before that are null and void because, as you said, football only fucking was invented in 1992 when the Premier League started, or 1993. So, congratulations, mate. We've never won the Premier League. Brilliant. We just have to make do with the 18 league titles and the 5 Champions Leagues. Such is life. We move on. Matip was great in his first season. I would give him one more chance. I think for me, Maverick, mate, that he's the one of the 4 centre-backs that's most in trouble this summer in regards to moving on. Clavan is apparently getting offered a new contract and a 1-year extension. Van Dijk obviously is going nowhere, and I'd be amazed if Lovren goes anywhere. So if we move somebody on, for me, I'd see Matip going, but it's not my choice, just my opinion. Philip Lindsay, to be honest, that sounds too cheap for Fekir. But what a steal it would be. It would be amazing. And around 59 million, 60 million pound in total, including add-ons, seems really good business in this window. And we've seen Liverpool do really good business. Fabinho brought in for 40 million pound plus 5 million pound in add-ons. And what United are apparently paying for Fred, I think they're somewhere around the 45 million pound with 5 million for add-ons. I'd consider Fabinho a better player, but obviously I'm going to say that because he's now a red. So it seems to be the going rate for that type of player in this window. And I think we've got a great deal with Fabinho. And if we can get Fekir for 60 million, that would be another great deal. What colour would you want the LFC home and third kit to be? Well, the third kit, I think you mean the away kit and the third kit. From rumours and everything I've seen, that the away kit is going to be a grey with red. Almost something along the lines of the 1998 shirt. I actually have a picture. I'll stick it up on camera for you guys of what I believe this shirt is going to be. I'm sure you've all seen it before. Where has it gone? Excuse me, guys, while I got through this. So many images on my phone from all the podcasts we've done. Right, where are we going? This one. Okay, I'm going to hold this up and hope you guys can see it. How good you guys can see that, I don't know, but apparently that is the away shirt for next season. Now, obviously, that's a rip-off from Turkey, but grey with red and some flecks, and the third shirt is apparently purple with some really bright orange on it. So, again, they're just leaked photos. I think they're on a website. I can't remember the name of the website that have leaked the kits for the last 3 years. So, if they're true, then I'm all over them. I'll buy the 3 of them, to be honest, because I really like them. I already have the home one. I'd love the grey one to be true because that grey kit was my favourite kit of all time. And the purple kit, I do love a mad kit, so I'd be all over the 3 of them. Butland versus Southampton / Swansea keeper. I don't know what that means, so I'm going to just move on from that one. Don't think a centre-back is high on the list. Plenty of cover. There is a lot of cover, Michael, and we're also forgetting about Joe Gomez here as well. So if you brought in a centre-back, you'd be almost blocking off his path, wouldn't you? His progression through, which is why when we were linked with the guy from Bayern Munich yesterday, I can't think of his name now, but it escapes me. I'm after going completely blank. The guy from Bayern Munich. Oh my God, we spoke about this in yesterday's podcast. Help me out, guys. What's his name again? Centre-back from Bayern Munich. Jerome Boateng, sorry. Yeah, I heard we were linked with him and he's 29. I think it made sense that we bring him in for a couple of seasons and then bring through Joe Gomez. Hirsch, have a question for all. Formation. I'm of the school of thought for 4-4-2 opposed to 4-3-3. What do most of you feel by our current squad depth? I can't see a 4-4-2, but I could possibly see a 4-2-1-3 or a 4-2-4 to an extent. Maybe a 4-2-1-3 diamond, but I'd be amazed if we went 4-4-2. I don't think we have the personnel to play a 4-4-2 because you're probably looking at a more rigid back four then if you're playing four across the midfield, unless you're playing a diamond as well. For me, it's no 4-3-3 or, as I said, 4-3-1-2 would make more sense. A 4-3-2-1 even. No, yeah, 4-3-2-1. Sorry. What do you think about Guedes on loan to Valencia, who's been linked with us? I don't know enough about him, Brian, to give an honest opinion, mate. It would be pointless. I haven't seen enough of him play to give a valid opinion. And again, I'm never going to come on here and tell lies. Does anyone feel like we should move Firmino behind the front three and sign a goal scorer? That's the $100 million question that all Reds have been chatting about. He banged in 20-something league goals or 20-something goals this season. I think 25 odd goals this season. Had his most productive season. Klopp rates him really highly. I think he's Klopp's perfect number 9 in so many ways. He brings a lot more to the team than just goals. His work rate, his pressing, the runs he makes and the space he opens up for Salah and Mane to get in behind. So it would involve a huge change of system for me to bring a normal, number 9 or an out-and-out number 9 through and drop Firmino back. So I can't see it happening, but that's just my opinion again. None of us know what's going to happen. That's the beauty of being a fan. Klopp can surprise us all. Guedes is a PSG player on loan at Valencia, I think. I think now that you mention that, I think I do remember seeing an image of the guy you're talking about in a PSG shirt on loan, but again, I wouldn't lie, I haven't seen him play. Lallana should go, no more playing time, in my opinion, Mikel thinks. Is that because of injuries, Mikel, or do you just not rate him as a player? Because he had a pretty stop-start season this season and didn't really get a chance to progress on what he achieved the season before, which he was magnificent the year before. He was one of our best players. The grey kit is class. Looking really reminds me of the grey candy kits from the 80s. Yeah, that's the one I was talking about. I think it's the 89-90 kit, the grey kit. It was my first ever football kit, the grey candy one that you're talking about, John Paul. That's why I love that possible grey kit so much. I'd be, if it comes out, I'm definitely getting one for me and one for my son. Maverick says, I'd rather have Butland than Karius if we're going bargain basement goalkeeper. And keep Karius, or have the two of them challenge each other, because I can't see us moving Karius on. We definitely, I think, move Mignolet on, but just from a point of view of we wouldn't raise much money moving Karius on. I know we only cost us 4.5-5 million quid, but the goalkeeping position is one that we're all really, really worried about. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. And I would have liked the goalkeeper to be one of the positions that we got nailed early in the summer before the World Cup. Genie LFC. Fekir due in Liverpool tomorrow for medical, according to reports. I did see that, mate, and a couple of the guys have mentioned that in the chat here, which would be great news if it's the case. It would make so many of us happy. Big game at Anfield as well tomorrow, Brazil versus Croatia. So if you guys have LFC TV, I think it's free on there. So, well, not free, but it's on LFC TV. So have a watch of it. It should be an interesting game. I also want to say, take a second, as I do on every video that we do. If you guys like the chat, if you're enjoying the chat, don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. It means a lot to us. It only takes you guys a second. We're a fairly new channel. Love chatting with you guys, but Connor will kill me if I don't remind everybody to maybe just hit that subscribe button if you get a chance. So I appreciate it. And also, I want to take a moment to say congratulations to the FAI and to the Irish national team today, because apparently it's been 25 years since, not same-sex relationships, but since same-sex... Got it. I don't want to get this phrase wrong. So again, I'm going to pull up my phone, so bear with me. This is really important, which is the reason I don't want to get it wrong. It means a lot. Yeah, so excuse me. So it's been same-sex sexual activity was decriminalised in 1993, meaning it's now been 24 years. And because of that, the Irish national team today wore rainbow numbers to support the LGBT community on the back of their shirt. So I think they need to be applauded for a very bold and brilliant statement. So well done to the FAI. We don't get many things right over here in Ireland when it comes to football, but that was certainly a tremendous, tremendous gesture. What else have we got here? Karius will be number 2, Butland will be number 1, says Maverick. I don't think that will satisfy many fans, to be honest, just having those two keepers. But then again, Butland could come in and prove everybody wrong. So We don't know. I mean, Klopp is good at spotting the potential in players, isn't he? I mean, when we brought Andy Robertson in, did any of us really think that Andy Robertson would be the player he's already become? Klopp kept him out long enough until he was satisfied that he knew the system, that he was up to speed, that he had the fitness that he wanted. Dropped him in then and he hit the ground running. Same with Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. Not that we didn't think he'd be as good a player as he is, but Klopp held him back until he was happy with him. So I don't know if Klopp sometimes spots things in players that none of us fans can see and brings the best out of them through coaching. So it's not really for me to come on here and slag off Butland. He just wouldn't be my personal choice. James Smith, the Snake Coutinho, will be back. Yeah, he will. He'll be slithering his way all over Anfield's turf. And I'd be interested to see what type of reception he gets from the fans tomorrow. I'm not saying they should go either way, but it'll just be interesting to see how he's received at Anfield. Connor Jaime had to run earlier on. It's okay, just to let everybody know, Connor ruins the first broadcast. I'm completely blaming him. It's got nothing to do with my stupidity and my lack of technical knowledge. So we'll blame Connor on that one. Everybody say boo for Connor because it's his fault. Brian, historic judgment, go Irish people. Thank you, Brian. It was really nice. There's not very often that the Football Association of Ireland is so forward thinking and so clever. So well done to everybody involved. It was a great gesture and lovely to see. And actually we went on and won the game 2-1 against the USA in the end, which was another great day. So we don't have much to celebrate in Irish football, but today certainly feels like a good day. Mikhail says a YouTuber posted a video saying Keita and Fekir welcome to Liverpool. I know about Keita. I think a lot of people have been posting Fekir welcome to Liverpool videos, mate. Until I see him holding up the shirt, i.e. Fabinho that night, and Van Dijk underneath his Christmas tree, which was just an amazing present. I won't believe it until it's done, but I do believe it's coming. Definitely hashtag blame Connor, Mr. Crosby. Definitely. I'm going to get that trending, actually. I'm going to start that. So on the Twitter account, so hashtag blame Connor. That's going to be trending on Twitter because I'm going to turn everybody against you, buddy, because it's your fault. There you go. Never blame Craig. Never Craig's fault. Mike Kane says, a reputable journalist from Canal Plus in France just confirmed that Fekir will be in Liverpool tomorrow. Again, Mike, a couple of guys have said that here, and it's fantastic news. If it happens tomorrow, we will be very, very happy. There'll be Reds all over the world rejoicing, and I'll certainly be one of them, mate. And I will be on here to do a video as soon as that medical is done, and I will have a smile from here to here, buddy. I will be smiling because it'll be a great day. James Smith, can't wait for Lovren to hit Coutinho. I'd love that. I'd love Lovren to come in and stick Coutinho 20 feet up in the air, mate. I really would. Did you see the pictures that Lovren put up actually on Instagram of himself and Modric training with Croatia, jogging along? And I think he said something along the lines of, he was looking away in the picture and he said, I still can't bring myself to talk to him. It still hurts too much. It's just brilliant from Lovren, who also opened a new hotel in Croatia actually as well. I think it's a 14-bedroom boutique 4-star hotel right on the beach in one of Croatia's real lively hotspots. So well done to Dejan thinking about his career after football. Maverick says, Vorm at Spurs is out of contract in the summer. Not a bad keeper. Would take him over Carriers or Butland. Not keen on blowing 60 million. I'm really surprised that Spurs are letting him go out of contract because he always seemed a great backup keeper to have there. Yeah, Michel Vorm was a decent keeper. I don't know how old he is now, and I don't know. Would we go backwards if we bring in that level of keeper again, mate? I just like to see us finally plant our flag on the ground and put our hands in our pockets and get that first choice keeper for the next 10 years. It'd be fantastic. Is Canal Plus reliable, says Fatal Frags? Mate, I don't know. I know they are a huge channel in France. They're a huge TV network. If they're a Fox TV type thing, I don't know. I can just tell you that they're certainly credible in regards to the money that they have behind them, and that they are not small fry and not chancers. So I'd imagine they have great links to French football. They'd have to. They show the matches. So we're going in the right direction, lads. Great times are coming. They really are. I'm so excited about this season, John Paul. It hurt to lose that Champions League final. Of course it did, but it was good to know that that wasn't the end. That wasn't the culmination of everything Liverpool had tried for. This is just the end of the beginning for this Liverpool team. The future is going to be huge for this Liverpool team, and Klopp is certainly bringing us in the right direction. I still can't believe he has a net spend of £18 million. Although, sorry, since Fabinho came, that's obviously untrue. But before Fabinho came, a net spend of £18 million compared to 490 something from from Pep Guardiola, and I think 419 from Jose Mourinho, which is it's nuts how amazing Klopp has been. Roger Allegan, if LFC complete Fekir and the goalkeeper deals before the World Cup, every supporter will wear a Joker smile on their face and he'll be included, as will I, Roger, mate, as will I. It would just be tremendous business to get those three big signings done and dusted before the World Cup. It would allow Liverpool fans to kick back, enjoy the World Cup, pray nobody gets injured, and it'll be interesting to see who moves on. And on that fact, guys, who do you want to move on this summer? What Liverpool players are you expecting to move on? Obviously, we've got the likes of Markovic who might move on. It's been seen today that Grujic is most likely going to go back to Cardiff on loan for next season now that they've been promoted to the Premier League. Christian called that one on the podcast, actually, so I should give him credit for that. It looks like they're going to be going there. Who else would you like to see moved on? Would you like Harry Wilson maybe to go on another loan, or would you like to see him brought back to the club? Joe Gomez, perhaps, when he comes back from injury, would you like to see him go out on loan? And what players would you like to see sold? Just apart from Mignolet, because I'm assuming everybody wants Mignolet moved on. Maybe that's just me, but he's definitely going to be another player moved on. Yeah, yes, on that. Thank you for reminding me, by the way, mate. Again, going from news off Sky Sports and from other channels, they said that Emre Can will be signing. I said a 5-year contract yesterday. They're going with a 4-year contract with Juventus within the next few days. Apparently, the deal is in place. As Connor said last night in the video that we done, it seems to have been announced 700 times at this point, but all signs point to Emre Can going. I don't know why he's still at Liverpool. I don't know when his contract is up. Usually contract, I think, run up at the end of June, 1st of July. So I think maybe then he's a free agent and that might be the delay. The fact that Liverpool are already looking forward to next season is making United supporters lose their shit. They've just got Fred and Aronovich to look forward to. That is Aronovich, as good a player as he is, and he played really well today against Germany for Austria. On his day, he's a fantastic player, but if Aronovich is the quality of signing that Manchester United have to look forward to under Jose Mourinho, then God help them. Because I feel for that club to a certain extent. Obviously, I don't want them to succeed in any way, shape, or form, but that club and its supporters are used to seeing football played the right way. Alex Ferguson, as much as we hated the man, we have to respect how good he was, what he did at Manchester United, and most importantly, the style of football that they played, because they always attacked, they always went for the jugular. And Jose Mourinho he's choked the life out of the club. He always looks like a miserable bastard, and he never looks like he's been happy since day one. So I do feel sorry for the fans a little bit. And any of them who tell you that they're happy about seeing the odd trophy put in the cabinet and they're happy about how things are going, they're lying. They're absolutely lying, because Manchester United fans are used to better. I'm not saying they deserve better, because we deserve better. It's our turn now. So let's look forward to the good times at Liverpool. But I agree. If Aronovich and Fred are all they have to look forward to, then they're in for a strange old summer. They tried to cod themselves that they were getting Gareth Bale for a while, and now Cristiano Ronaldo was after coming up that he could possibly be going back to United. But Cristiano Ronaldo goes back to United, so fucking what? He's got maybe a year or two left on him. It's like another move. It's like another Ibrahimovic move. He'll come in, have one semi-decent season, and then he'll fade away. So I wouldn't even be worried if they got Cristiano Ronaldo back. Colin Kavanagh says, love the show. Keep it up. Great work. Thank you. Thank you so much, Colin. That's much appreciated, mate. It's just great fun coming on here and chatting with you guys. I'm actually still amazed anyone cares or comes on to chat with me and the guys. So thank you very much. It means a lot. And as I said earlier on, Connor might be still on here, so I have to say again so you can hear me. If you haven't already done so, please take a moment and hit the subscribe button. It really helps us out a lot. I hate to say things like this because I'm all about just having fun with you guys and having a chat, but it will help us a lot, and it'll help us grow the channel and connect with more Reds, which is the most important thing for us. Chelsea are in a dire state as well. They really are. They really are. Chav, is that how I'm pronouncing that? Jav, excuse me, mate, if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly. They really are in a dodgy place, aren't they? We've seen the stadium be pulled back. Abramovich is like he's thrown his toys out of the pram because he can't get a visa into the UK. He's now gone and gotten Israeli citizenship, which means I think he can have a 6-month, not tourist visa, but a 6-month visa to enter the UK, although he can't work. So he's pulled the plug on the stadium. There's talks in Russia. I said Stan Collymore came out and said that he was told from Russian people that he's considering selling the club. They don't know what's going on with their manager. Doesn't even look like they're going to get Sarri at the minute because they're unsure about Sarri's reputation and some of the slurs that he's made in Italy and his his conduct in Italian football, should we say. So it really is dodgy times for them. And then you're seeing their best player almost put his hands up in the air and say that he wants to go to Real Madrid. So good enough for them. And I've said about United fans, I have a grudging respect for them at times. Chelsea fans can go fuck themselves. I've nothing good to say about Chelsea fans or that club whatsoever. Just my opinion. But if they go down, if he pulls the plug and they go down the sinkhole, good enough for them, because they've brought nothing good to the Premier League as far as I'm concerned. Their fans don't like them one bit. No time for them. Michael Friars. No one in the first team would be sold apart from one of the keepers, as we need a bigger squad. Yeah, well, we've seen Bogdan is off anyway, which is great. The club are cancelling his contract, so he's going to stop robbing us of a living and head off soon. Mignolet possibly being the other one. John Paul Gormley. Craig, it's a great platform and talking Liverpool. What's better, especially these days. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much, John Paul. Again, it means a lot. It really does. And I don't claim to have any inside knowledge or be anything special. I'm just a guy who likes coming on and chatting football with you guys, and it's a pleasure. Just subscribe and think you're doing a great job. Keep it up. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, Aliu. That means the world to us. I know I keep saying it, and it might sound cheesy, but it genuinely does. I'm just a guy from Ireland who's on here chatting with guys from all around the world about the club that we all love. That means a lot to all of us. It's brilliant. It's just a great platform. It's a privilege to be able to be on here chatting. Roger, as much as people want to rid Moreno, we actually can't. Except Milner is covered for Riley Robertson. There's no one. So for now, Moreno will stay. Yeah, I've no problem with Moreno staying, Roger. I really don't. It worries me when he comes on. There are people who advocated for him possibly to have come on in the Champions League final over Adam Lallana because he would have given us that attacking threat possibly that somewhat would make up for Salah going off the field. But I have no problems with Albi Moreno, especially as cover. I think he's done nothing bad enough to be kicked out of the club. I know he had a shocking Europa League final and he's made his mistakes, but I'm more than happy for him to stay at the club if he's happy to play second fiddle to Andy Robertson. He's a decent quality fullback to have at the club. Amy Mansfield. What do you make of John Achterberg's role in the goalkeeping situation? This, Amy, is a real bugbear for Connor and myself and a real bone of contention because every manager that I think John Achterberg took over when Xavi Valero left, when Reina was still goalkeeper. He had a great relationship with Xavi Valero, who left the club. And then we've seen Pepe Reina's performance level drop because he wasn't happy. John Achterberg came in. So he's worked under Rafael Benitez, Roy Hodgson, Kenny Dalglish, Brendan Rodgers, and now Jurgen Klopp. And every single one of those managers has sung his praises, although no goalkeeper seems to have progressed at all. He didn't play at the highest level as a keeper, which is okay. I think he played for Tranmere, if I remember correctly. But as I said, from our point of view, if you look at his work, can anybody name me one goalkeeper that has seriously progressed under John Achterberg's tuition? Because I can't think of one. I really can't. But he must know what he's at if every manager he's worked under sings his praises, because they certainly have plenty of opportunities to move him on. Klopp could have brought in his own coaching team and he kept him on. So who am I to slag him off? But from a fan's point of view or from my point of view, I've yet to see him progress a goalkeeper. So I agree, Amy, it's an interesting situation. It's one that has many Liverpool fans and many huge Liverpool accounts scratching their head as to why he's still at the club. Imran Khan says, Oblak, Trent, Virgil, Matip, Robertson, Robinho, Keita, Fekir, Mane, Salah, Firmino. The only thing I'd swap around in that team, mate, is I'd take Matip out and put Lovren in. Just a personal preference, but it looks like a damn good team, I have to say. DMM, even if we bring first teamers straight away, we'll need to desperately expand the bench. Yes, absolutely. We do need to expand the bench. And another thing, touching on what you're saying there, mate, is we do bring in new players. I wouldn't expect them all to be starting the first game of the season. Klopp has shown time and time again that he doesn't like to introduce players until they hit the ground running, until he feels that they're up to speed. I know that a lot of them are going to get a full pre-season. Some of them will be at the World Cup, some of them won't. In Fabinho's case, he won't be at the World Cup, so he'll get a full pre-season under Klopp. But will he start the first game of the season? I don't know. It will be interesting to see who does start that first game of the season, because Klopp won't be messing around and he won't put anybody in until he feels they fully understand the system and they fully understand what he wants from them. So, yeah, it's really, really interesting to see. And I didn't think about that point really, mate. So thank you. I think we all sit here and assume we name our teams. We've got Naby Keita in it, Fabinho in it, Fekir if he comes in, the front three, and then the back four as they are, whether you have Lovren or Matip. I mean, that's a personal choice, but it's a fair point. Who's to say that the start of next season we won't see maybe Naby Keita in there, Jordan Henderson in there, and Adam Lallana, because he mightn't feel Fekir is up to speed and he mightn't feel that Fabinho is up to speed. So it's all just horses for courses and we're just guessing. But the strength and depth is the important thing, as DMM said there, and that's what we lacked this season. That's what probably cost us the Champions League final and certainly cost us progressing in the two domestic cups. Dante's Inferno. Fabinho is very strong in the air. Perfect fit since we're short aerially in the midfield. With Fabinho, the 2 Man United goals would have never happened. Do you know what's interesting, mate? Connor told me that Jordan Henderson actually has a better aerial duel rate than Fabinho. Make of that what you will. I mean, Fabinho's 6'2". He's fairly strong. You'd imagine he's good in the air, but that was just another thing that I found interesting when Connor told me. DMM, which of us, if put in charge of their job, would retain that job with results? Probably none of us. No, we wouldn't. That's the mad thing, isn't it? I don't know why Achterberg is still there, because the performances of his pupils, if you want, haven't been up to par. So it's nuts. Mohamed Salah, King of Egypt, what's up? What's up, Mohamed? Good to see you back. Hope you're okay for the World Cup, mate. I hope this is the real Salah, by the way, because if it is, I want to hit me up with a shirt or something. Big fan. Who else? We got Maverick. Can we get rid of Mourinho? He needs to get game time elsewhere. He's not good enough as a number 2, just too unstable and can't defend. The problem is, though, he's here. He's at the club. He knows Jurgen Klopp's system. It would take a lot to pull him out and bring in another left back, and then for Klopp to bring him through. I personally don't see the problem with having Albi Moreno as cover at left back, especially because Andrew Robertson looks like he can play a damn lot of games without getting injured. He looks pretty hardy. So my preference would be to keep him here, because I think he's strong enough to have his cover. But again, just my preference. Who else have we got? Connor, 68% to 65% or something like that. I think that's in regards to the aerial duels Connor's talking about, which is crazy. Because as far as I'm concerned, this Liverpool team, especially our midfield, can't head the ball for shit. And when we do jump up and win aerial duels, again, this might be just me. Let me know what you think. I think we're one of the worst teams I've ever seen at actually aiming our headers. So we win a ball in midfield with a header. It seems to always fall to an opposition opponent or to an opposition player. We're never able to find a red shirt. We're never able to do that simple nod down, win an aerial duel and nod it down to one of our own players. See the way I was actually trying to fucking nod an invisible ball there. So excuse me, but I think we're shocking in the air. So any improvement we can make would be brilliant. Bench Karius, Gomez, Lovren, Ox, Milner, Wilson, Woodburn, Brewster, Kent, Dutch midfield, Grujic, Moreno. Bench Karius, Gomez, Lovren, Ox. That's a lot of players there. I don't know where to go with that one, mate. Moreno's going nowhere, says Arc 1342. I agree. As I said, I can't see Klopp moving him on. I think if we were to move him on, last summer would have been the time to move him on. So I don't think he's gone anywhere either. I think he's settled here at the club. He's got a really good friendship with the Spanish-speaking contingent. The Brazilians, who I know speak Portuguese, but they seem to be all very close and able to communicate and get on well. We can't afford to carry players like Karius and Moreno. Karius will be quietly moved back to Germany on loan. I'd be amazed, Maverick, mate, if he goes this season. I would be absolutely amazed if Jurgen Klopp throws him under the bus like that. You have to remember that he brought him in from Mainz, his old club. He's his purchase. He's his boy. He makes contracts with players. He says when players come in every season, he makes a contract to stand by those players for that year only, granted. But it would just ruin the kid's career, and I can't see Klopp doing that from a personal level. And I know football is ruthless, but I think we'll see him as a number 2 this season, and possibly moved on in the future. I hope he stays. I want him to stay over Mignolet, even after the mistakes he made, although I do want a number 1 brought in. But I'd be amazed, Maverick. Mark Mason, what youngsters are you looking forward to seeing in the pre-season tour? I do like watching the kids actually in the pre-season tour. I remember seeing Jordan I play for us against Celtic in the Aviva Stadium in Dublin, and I was amazed at the physicality and the pace of the young guy at the time. So it's always great to see the kids. Who do we class as kids these days? I mean, do we still class Ajaria as a kid? Do we still class Ben Woodburn as a kid? Because, I mean, Ben Woodburn is somebody who we're all looking forward to seeing. So I don't know. I'm actually, do you know what? Masterson. I'd like to see a little bit more Connor Masterson, especially him being Irish. And I believe he was very, very close to making the squad for the Champions League final and semi final. So Connor Masterson is probably my answer there, mate. How about you? Johnny Evans for Clavan. I don't know. I don't know where to go with that, mate. Johnny Evans for Clavan. I don't think Clavan's going anywhere. In fact, from what I've been told, Clavan's going to sign an extension. So I don't think we're going to see the Estonian wonder horse go anywhere this season. Klopp considers Firmino the most important player in the 11. It boggles my mind that there's been no discussion about his cover. In my opinion, Ings and Solanke are just not good enough. I can't argue. I mean, it's unfair of us, Brian, to write Dominic Solanke off at this point. He's still a kid. He's went to the World Cup, banged them in, was played with an all-conquering Chelsea youth team and an all-conquering Chelsea youth system that I think have won the FA Cup or the Youth FA Cup 3-4 years in a row or something. It's far too young to write him off, but he's a completely different type of player for Firmino, so certainly couldn't cover. Of the two, Ings seems to more Firmino-like Firmino, but he's not up to that quality. So I agree. Definitely for me, I'd like to see Solanke go out on loan and Danny Ings possibly moved on, as much as that kills me to say, because he didn't really get a rub of the green at Liverpool or get a fair run of it. He's still young enough. Was he 24, 25 now, Danny Ings? I think he's 24, actually. He still have a great career somewhere. So I agree. We need more depth up front. Dante's Inferno. Winning aerial duels against likes of Benteke, Lukaku, Dini, etc. are of a different sort, though. You need physicality to win those. I reckon Fabinho will be stronger than Hendo. Agree. Fully agree. I think Fabinho is going to be a beast. I think he's going to be fantastic. I think he's going to break up play really well. And I think he's going to make it look very easy. We often hear of people talking about defenders in particular and how many amazing covering tackles they made and how many amazing blocks they made. But the really good players, the real high quality footballers, they don't do those because they read the game so well that they don't have to get into those positions. They just intercept the balls and they see 2 steps ahead of everybody else. And I think Fabinho is one of those players that we're not going to see anything flashy. We're going to see, like Kante, we're going to see all the simple things done really, really well. Simple balls moved, break up the play, give the ball to somebody else and move on the attack. And that's what I expect from Fabinho. Seeing tweets about flight tracking tomorrow, Liverpool country crazy. Liverpool country is the best in the world, mate. DMM. We'll be seeing fucking Mercedes vans tracked everywhere tomorrow, flights tracked everywhere tomorrow. There'll be sightings of them everywhere. Connor says Brewster needs a chance in the first team. If he's here, Connor, is he going to stay? Are we going? I think we have an option to extend his contract by a year if we need to. Maybe. When I say extend his contract, he hasn't signed a professional contract at Liverpool yet, but I believe we have the option to extend his youth contract by another year. So it'll be interesting to see if he stays. But I know Liverpool have been fighting tooth and nail to keep Ryan Brewster and cancelling the friendly against Borussia Mönchengladbach because of their pursuit of him. Only shows how highly they think of Ryan Brewster. Imran Khan says, sorry, Ward should be our number 2. Carries needs to leave after his disgraceful showing in Kiev. I understand your viewpoint, mate. I'm not going to shout you down for that. I completely understand your viewpoint. I've always thought Danny Ward has been hard done by at Liverpool anyway. He did very well at Aberdeen and he was part of a Huddersfield team that got promoted to the Premier League. So, I mean, I'm not going to shout anybody down for wanting Danny Ward to get a chance. And what Karius did in Kiev was tough and there may be no coming back from that. So I'm not going to shout you down on that one, buddy. Chris Carlson says, do you think Nathaniel Klein stays? 100%. I think he's going to have a fucking fight on his hands to get that shirt back from Trent Alexander-Arnold, but he will definitely stay at the club if his fitness can be proved. And I know he missed a huge chunk of the season, but he's a great defensive right back. I never thought Klein was that great going forward, but I mean, again, possibly as cover, but I don't know if he's going to be happy as cover. I hope he stays, let's put it that way, because Trent could possibly progress into midfield. I know that's where his natural position is. He's not a natural right back. So maybe we've seen him get played there by Klopp later as the season went on. Was it the second last Premier League game? Maybe the third last? He played him in midfield. So maybe that's where his future lies. And Klein, he could slot back in at right back. I'm not sure. What if Robbo gets injured and Moreno steps in and he drops the ball? Remember my comments. But what's your point there, Maverick, mate? That I didn't mean that to sound too harsh, but I mean, who would you rather come in? Because we're not going to bring in a top quality left back to be covered to Andrew Robertson. So I think if we're going to have cover to Robbo, we're going to have to expect him to almost be a level down to an extent, because no quality player is going to want to come in and play second fiddle to Andrew Robertson at left back, because Robbo deserves the spot at left back. But again, I do get your point. I understand that he's made mistakes. Apparently, if you subscribe to Anfield Agenda, Fekir will sign. This is Connor Crosby now. Going to read that again. Connor Crosby says, apparently, if you subscribe right now to Anfield Agenda, Fekir will sign. Not sure if that's true or not, but why tempt fate? Just go ahead and do it. Why not? Why not? Don't tempt fate. Just go ahead, as Connor said, and hit that subscribe button. He saw, you know what, the man's on point. So well done, Connor. Also, while we're giving out plugs, I said it last night as well. Our friend Daryl, or Daz, as you guys might know him, On the Bench LFC, fantastic YouTube channel. Go over and subscribe to him. I'm sure you guys watch his videos already because he's brilliant. But yeah, big shout out to Daz because he's top lad. Brian Singson, exactly, mate. Solanke's a different type of player. If Solanke comes in for Firmino, do we tweak? Nobody brings what Firmino does. I fear that minus Firmino, we might draw games we would normally win. Firmino would be a massive loss. Massive, massive loss. I know a lot of us feared he didn't have his best game in the Champions League final. He looked great, I think, for that first 25 minutes while Salah was still on the field, but Firmino brings a hell of a lot to this team. And I don't think there's another player in world football who could possibly come in and do what he does. Another player, I don't want to say in the same mould, but another player who I really like and I've been a big fan of is Willian at Chelsea. I love his work rate. I love what he brings to the team. He's got that grit about him, doesn't he? That he just doesn't like losing. He doesn't give up. Firmino is probably almost a Suarez-esque type player in that he has that South American grit and that determination to just want to improve and get better and never lose. And Suarez, we seen when he played for Liverpool, it could be 5-0 up, it didn't matter to him. He might as well be 5-0 down. He still had the same hunger and the same anger in his eyes. Imran Khan, Virgil should be captain. Yeah, that's a tough one, isn't it? I don't feel Jordan Henderson deserves to have the captaincy stripped off him, but I also don't feel that we're going to see Jordan Henderson playing more than 50% of the games next season. So from a personal point of view, my ideal scenario would be that Jordan Henderson remains club captain, but if he's not on the pitch, that maybe Virgil van Dijk will get the armband. I just don't think he deserves to have it taken away. I really like Jordan Henderson. I like everything about the guy. I like the way he carries himself. I like the way he carries the club. So, and I love Virgil van Dijk as well. So, best case scenario for me, Virgil gets the vice captain's armband and takes the band when Hendo isn't on the field. Philip Lindsay, I can see Klein and Trent rotating next season. Yeah, every possibility, mate. And why not? We've 4 competitions to play next season. There's a lot of games in there. Trent's still a young guy with lots of learning to do, and he can only benefit from training with Nathaniel Klein and learning from somebody with the experience that Nathaniel Klein has. And maybe Klein, you can even learn a little bit about going forward from Trent. So yeah, absolutely, 100%. Agree with what you're saying there, Philip. Keita should be vice captain. I don't know, mate. I really don't know about him coming in and just getting the vice captaincy like that. Although Milner came in and got it, so maybe you're right, Imran. I don't know. But one thing I can say about Naby Keita is he's probably the player I'm most looking forward to seeing next season, and that's including Nabil Fekir if he signs. I've been so excited about Naby Keita. He's a beast. He has everything. He can break lines. He can play a through ball. He can break players if he has to. He's a great, great sign, and I've been waiting a year, and it seems like a very long year to get Naby at Liverpool. Really looking forward to his first game. Gomez could shift to left back if Robertson gets injured. He could, and Millie could also step in there if needs be. I just don't see the point in moving on. Alberto Moreno, just don't see how we'd benefit from it because financially we wouldn't get that much from. Dante's Inferno, I think Hendo should stay captain when he does play. Virgil will remain a leader even without the captain's armband around his arm. If Hendo doesn't play, VVD is a natural choice for the band. I agree. We should have a team of captains out there on the field. If you think back to when we had Pepe Reina, we had Torres, we had Jamie Carragher, we had Mascherano, we had Stevie Gerrard, we had Sami Hyypiä. We had a team of captains. So I don't see any reason why we shouldn't have a number of leaders in the team now. What's the over-under on Keita's red cards next season? I'm going for 1 in 3, a ratio of 1 in 3, Chris, for yellows anyway. And he will probably pick up 2 or 3 red cards because he certainly has it in his locker, doesn't he? He does like a nasty challenge every now and again. Poop G, hi mate, nice to see you. Thanks for coming on. Who else have we got? It's a good sign for the future when the captain might not start every game, says the real Smalley. It is. It's a great sign. He might not start every game, and I mean, a lot of club captains don't start every game. You've seen it United last season. The captain was Carrick, and he didn't play fuck all last season. He played very little games for the team. Dora Fearon says Butland is garbage, so all the other English goalkeepers, Alisson, Courtois, Oblak. I don't want Courtois, and he won't sign because he wants to go to Madrid because his child is over there and his child's partner. But Alisson and Oblak all day, happy, more than happy. What else have we got? Woodburn, Brewster, Wilson, Kent, Ojo need to be given a chance in the Carling Cup plus FA Cup games and the Premiership games. Therein lies the problem a little bit, Imran. We're talking about wanting strength and depth to progress in these competitions, and we're also talking about wanting the kids to progress, and you're right, they do need to progress, but I'd like to see us have a mix. So I'd like to see us have a really strong base in those games because we need to try put a trophy in the cabinet next season. So of those, Woodburn, yes. Brewster, yes. Wilson, yes. Kent, you know what? I can't really argue with any of the names you put up there. They're all quality players, but I do want us to progress through the rounds in those competitions next year. So I hope Klopp can get the mix right. Maverick says agreed. We don't need a top dot or left back. All I'm saying is we could bring in somebody up and coming without useful players in number 2 positions. It will come back and bite us. I understand, mate. I completely understand your thought process. You have to remember though, Andy Robertson is quite young and only had 1 season at Liverpool as well at the minute. So with Moreno knowing how the club works and stuff, I just don't think he's a bad number 2 to have, although I don't really want him in the starting 11. So I suppose that kind of makes your point for you. Dante's Inferno says, I've been following VBD since he signed for Southampton, and I can assure you that he's much better than he showed this season. Less sloppy play, more dribbles, more long balls. Yeah, I understand Dante's Inferno. I think we should have made the move for him when he was at Celtic. I think Southampton got him for 12 million quid or something from Celtic. And one of my best friends is a huge Celtic fan, and he said to me at the time, you're missing a trick here. I mean, don't just write him off because he plays in the Scottish Premier League. This lad is quality. This lad will be a top-level footballer. So I think he's one that we certainly missed. And I agree. I think he's progressed as the season's gone on this year, but we haven't by any means seen the best of Virgil van Dijk in a Liverpool shirt. Claire Dean says a backup forward, a top keeper, and get shut of the driftwood. You will see a lot of them be moved on this summer. I think Klopp is starting to be a little bit more ruthless, and we do need a backup forward. I agree with everything you've said, actually, Claire. So I can't argue with you there. I agree with all your points. Maverick says having a Fekir type player will really help others like Solanke and Origi, as he'll be able to study them or supply them with balls and they don't currently get. Exactly. We are missing that little bit of magic in behind the front 3, aren't we? That Coutinho gave us, as much as we didn't miss him in regards to how far we went this season. Bar Lallana, who isn't on the same level as Felipe Coutinho. We haven't got that instrumental string puller or kind of, I don't want to say the word regista because that's a little bit further back in the field as a holding midfielder, but we don't have that playmaker, that David Silva that can play in between the lines and just make space where there is none. So yeah, I agree. Him threading through balls would improve any player. DJ MC says hi, hello. Thank you very much for coming on. Very much appreciated. Glad to see you. Imran Khan, if it was not for Moreno and Carri's mistakes, we would have those trophies. I can't argue with you. There's no argument there. They both had shocking finals. I think any time Alberto Moreno has played against Sevilla for us, he's been shocking. So yeah, I agree. Wasn't Canal Plus the same media agency that claimed Mahrez was due for a medical? Unfortunately, I don't believe this news about Fekir. I don't know. I do remember with that Mahrez deal, though, there was some journalist with, was it Mutaz Shahid or something like that, or one of those type of guys who was championing that Mahrez was going to sign, and then all of a sudden his tweets were deleted and all knowledge of him saying that was gone. So there certainly are a lot of chancers on Twitter and a lot of people who just want likes and follows and just put up bullshit. Chris Carlson, why one backup versus cover for all the front 3? Don't understand their philosophy. I don't know what you mean there, mate. Maybe I'm just reading this wrong. Why one backup versus cover for all the front 3? Don't understand their philosophy. I don't know. Maybe I've picked that one up wrong, buddy. What's the news on Fekir? Well, you and a couple of people are saying that he's due for medical tomorrow. I don't know. All I know is that his mate has come out on Instagram and said that he expects him to be a red after the World Cup. It does seem like a genuine friend of his because there's numerous photos of them together. So I don't know is the honest answer, but I would expect him to be a Liverpool player. It's just a matter of when. And I think we're all getting a little bit impatient because that's the way we are as fans. We just want it to be done. We want him to be holding up the shirt and we want to rub it in the United fans' face even more, don't we? And other clubs' fans' face because we're doing great business and it's great to be a red at the moment. Claire Dean says Sturridge is on loan, correct. Sell him, Ings, Solanke and Lallana. The last one hurts, isn't getting any younger, and his injury record is a shocker. I did read something about Daniel Sturridge today, actually, and I can't remember for the life of me what it is. There was talk of Daniel Sturridge going somewhere. I just can't remember where it is, so I apologise. Lallana would be a tough one. He would be a tough one, and I understand anybody that thinks it might be time for Lallana to move on. I think he's 30 years of age, if I remember correctly, and he's had a bad season with injury, but the season before he was fantastic. So, interesting. I don't know. If gun to my head, I'd probably like him to stay another season and see how he gets on. But then it's another year and his price should go down. So if the club are looking to free up funds, it would make sense to try and cash in on Lallana. But again, maybe I'm being greedy and saying I want him to stay. Ewan says, do you not think a midfield of Keita and Fekir is a bit small? Not when you have Fabinho in behind them and when Naby Keita is an absolute monster of a footballer. And I don't mean in a physical sense, yes, because he's a small player, but he certainly knows how to carry himself on a field. Just look at Javier Mascherano. He was a horrible little bastard in a good sense. I don't mean I mean horrible as in a nasty little fucker. And I do love a nasty little player. So I don't think they're going to be that small now, especially with Fabinho there, 6'2", playing alongside them. And what else have we got? Sturridge to Besiktas, Brian says, and Philip says the same. Yes, thank you guys. It was Besiktas, spot on. Which would be really strange, wouldn't it? Daniel Sturridge going to play in Turkey. I don't know. It'd be interesting if it happens. They're certainly a club on the up and up. They have a lovely stadium. And I'd love to play Turkish football for a year if I was him. The atmosphere would be nuts. They're really fanatical over there. Imran Khan says, LFC should go all out to buy Oblak, Leipzig striker. I think you mean Timo Werner there, Nabil, and perhaps a world-class central defender. This has to be the most important transfer window ever. It is an important window, isn't it? I think we say that every window. That's the most important one ever. Timo Werner would be a great signing, but do Liverpool want to deal with Ralph Rangnick again? Do we want to have to listen to Ralph Rangnick talking about Liverpool and about Liverpool being interested in their players again? I don't know. All the players you've listed there are quality, though. So, again, no arguments. Claire says Lallana on his day is unbeatable, but he hasn't been on his day for some time now. And unfortunately, Claire, I can't disagree again. He hasn't had a great season. And even when he came on the Champions League final, although obviously no fitness, but he didn't impact the game at all. I thought he didn't give us anything. And it says a lot when people are actually advocating that they would have rather seen Albi Moreno come on instead of him because he had that little impact. Dante's Inferno, with that growth we gain strength but also higher expectations, what would realistically be a fair position to end next season? And are we expecting to win the UEFA Champions League now? I'd like to see us make a realistic challenge for the league. I really would. I mean, it's been so long. I was a kid last time Liverpool won the league, and I'm sure some of you have never seen Liverpool win the league. So for me, I'd love us to be around April, May to still be able to shout for the league. That would be the dream for me. Fekir knows that if he wants the type of profile of Salah and Mane, he'd be missing a trick not signing for Liverpool. It would be a loss. Absolutely, Maverick. Liverpool are a club on the up. I can't see any up-and-coming player not want to come and play at this club for this manager. Who doesn't want a club hug? Everybody wants a club hug. I want a club hug and I'm 36 years of age. So I'd imagine young footballers definitely want one. Great content. Thank you, Jay. That's, again, I've said it many times tonight, but I really appreciate any of you guys coming on. It's great to chat and I appreciate the kind words, mate. Have faith in Klopp and he'll win us the league. Yes, 100%. You'll never walk alone, LFC. I agree, 100%. Jurgen Klopp will bring a league title to Liverpool Football Club. I know my colleague and friend Connor has come out and said he believes we're going to do it this season. And my God, I hope he's right. But I'm not that brave to predict that. But I agree. He's going to bring the league back to Liverpool Football Club. Fabinho will settle in the easiest. I think he'll have a full pre-season. I agree, Maverick. He's not going to the World Cup, which is a bit strange, but great for us, obviously, that he will have a full pre-season. He'll arrive on July the 1st, have a full pre-season before the season starts, and could well be in that starting 11 and will most probably slip in. Jay Digital asks, what's the plan for the summer for Anfield agenda besides transfers, getting any pre-season games, etc.? We will most probably be at the game in Dublin. We usually get press passes for that game, so we should be at the Napoli game. I think a few of the guys will be going to a couple of games, so bear with us on that. We're going to have World Cup transfer podcast, or not transfer, what am I saying? We're going to have World Cup podcast starting from next week with a bit of a preview of the World Cup. Then we'll go through the World Cup, obviously, as well, looking at it from both a Liverpool-centric point of view and just from a general World Cup point of view. We'll have transfers. We'll keep our Cop Council podcast every Monday as well. There might be a few other little bits and pieces. We might go out and about a little bit over the summer. We have a few ideas that me and Connor are working on for some more video content, which is something we're really trying to up this season. There'll be a lot coming from us over the summer, though, Jay, so expect a lot more stuff. I think it's only the start of a big growth period for Anfield Agenda. Things have been going great for us lately, and we've just launched on here pretty recently, and things are going okay. The podcasts are doing amazing numbers, as I said, and thank you for reminding me to plug them, Jay. If you guys haven't tried a podcast before or haven't tried our podcast, look up the Anfield Agenda, or excuse me, just Anfield Agenda on iTunes, Acast, Podbean, Castbox, any podcast app pretty much. Look us up, give us a try. I think you'll enjoy our content. There's some good fun stuff on there. Just like-minded fans having a chat about the Reds. We don't blow smoke up each other's arse. We tell it like it is and how we feel. And if people disagree, we're always open and happy to have a chat about it. Klopp is better than Rafa. Oh, that's a big statement, Michael. That's a big statement. I have a big soft spot for Rafa Benitez. 2005 is one of the happiest times of my life. I was in Istanbul. Never forget it. Memory has never gone away. I was in Athens in 2007 and it was nowhere near as good, but Rafa Benitez has a special place in my heart, and I think many Liverpool fans' heart, but I do love Klopp. So I hope he certainly becomes on a par, if not surpasses Rafa Benitez, but Rafa is a legend. Very good going to the Napoli game, though. Cheers, Jay. Last year we were at the Atletico Bilbao game, and we also got press passes to the United Sampdoria game, which was dreary as fuck, and the press conferences as well. We got to ask Klopp a question last year at the press conference, which was great. But Mourinho just looked like he didn't want to be there, and like he didn't want to be at United, which I think is how he's always looked. He's looking more and more homeless and forlorn as the weeks go by. Rafa was great, but Klopp is better. He's certainly more personable. I'll give you that one. He's certainly much more of a character than Rafa Benitez, but I do love Rafa Benitez, especially for what he's done for the city, himself and his wife. They've done amazing things for the underprivileged in Liverpool, and they still live on the world, so they really, really like the city and the people love him as well. So I'll never say a bad thing about him, and I don't think you are, to be fair. I think you just really like Jurgen Klopp. Is there any legs of the Dembele story? I think I touched on it earlier on, but Don Ballon, I think, in Spain, are saying that Jurgen Klopp is really trying to pull out all the strings to bring Ousmane Dembele to Liverpool, and that he's even going as far as to try and arrange a meet with the player's mother to convince her that Liverpool is where his future lies. I have no idea if this is true or not. I don't even know how credible Don Ballon is, but I don't give much creed to Spanish newspapers, to be fair, because a lot of them are just mouthpieces for clubs, and I don't know which one they might be favourable towards. So maybe it's a Barca friendly newspaper that's just trying to move the player on. But it was certainly mentioned on a couple of sites, but I don't know if there's any truth to it. Jason Johnson says Timo Werner, quality player, mate. But again, just dealing with Ralf Rangnick, it's tough. I know, like, how many times did we hear Ralf Rangnick come out and bring Liverpool into conversations when we were looking for Naby Keita? Even when we weren't talking about the player, he was just bringing Liverpool up and up and up, and he was tough to deal with. Just like Real Madrid don't want to go and deal with Daniel Levy anymore. They've given up all hope of getting Pochettino because they know dealing with Daniel Levy's like banging your head against the brick wall. Jack Mack is reporting, I should join Redman TV. I've no interest in joining Redman TV, to be fair. Redman TV, the guys do a great job. They know what they're at. They've got some great guys on there. I don't watch their stuff just because I don't watch a lot of stuff on YouTube, not because I don't think highly of them. They do great stuff, but we'll be kind of going slightly different circles if you want to. But anybody that does watch their stuff, I've heard great reviews, and they're huge, really big brand. So I wish them all the best. But no, I won't be joining them. This is my Anfield agenda is my baby, and I won't be leaving here. This will be me for good, whether this succeeds or not. Anfield agenda is where me and my mates are, so I wish them well. They're great guys. They really are. I have friends that do stuff with them, so yeah, great guys. Never got a bad thing to say about them. And again, the Anfield Rap. Anybody, I'm sure most of you guys watch Anfield Rap's content. I'm a huge fan of the Anfield Rap as well. I subscribe to the Top Player, and I listen to all their podcasts, watch all their content. Fantastic guys. We're blessed as Liverpool fans to have so much great Liverpool content. For football clubs, I think we're probably the best in regards to podcasts. YouTube seems to be a little bit iffy for LFC, apart from Redman TV and On the Bench LFC, which I also think a lot of because Daz is a lovely guy. But I think there's a gap there in the market on YouTube, and hopefully we can do something there. But Redman TV are huge, been around a long time. So Redman TV, Anfield Rap, both great guys, or great lot of guys, excuse me. I'll never slag off anyone. Anybody, yeah. Steezer says, Todd, the Anfield Rap are great. Absolute quality. Nothing but love for the Anfield Rap and the guys. They do great work. I'm gonna subscribe to you. Thank you. That means a lot. Do anyone out there that's thinking about it or enjoying the stream here, hit the subscribe button. We'll be on a lot more. We appreciate it. We like coming on and chat with you guys. I came from Daz, a great channel too. Daz is brilliant. Ferno, mate. Ferno, am I reading that right? Sorry, Ferno. Daz is brilliant. Daz is actually on our podcast. Daz does the Cop Council podcast with us every Monday. So yeah, listen to our podcast. You'll get to hear Daz on there on the Monday as well. Great guy, great fun. Love chatting with Daz. He's a gent. What else we got? Excellent work you're doing. Thanks so much. I think I'm going to have to knock it on the head in a few minutes, guys. I can't believe I've been on here an hour and 16 minutes already. This has flown by. It's been a privilege and fun chatting with you guys. Thoughts on Fekir having a medical tomorrow and finalising the deal? I hope so. It would be amazing, wouldn't it? I mean, how great would it be to get Fabinho and Fekir in before the World Cup? Possibly a goalkeeper as well. The club are doing great business, so if Nabil Fekir signs tomorrow, I will be one happy chappy. Get Alisson, Fekir and Werner, and that would be the 19th English title, says Jason Johnson. I'm on board. If we got those players, Jason, I'd be with you. I think, yeah, number 19 would certainly be here. And the future will be bright. I think the future's bright for us anyway, isn't it? LFC should get Reina as a number 2, says Imran Khan. He's going to AC Milan, as far as I'm aware. Well, that's what I read today anyway. He's leaving Napoli and joining AC Milan. Reina signed for AC Milan. I don't know if he's done it yet, Henry, but I think he is signing for AC Milan, as you pointed out. Oblak, Alisson, Fekir, Fabinho, Mane, Fekir, Salah, Firmino. It's just looking good. Even reading the names you guys are putting down, some of them are our players, some of them might be our players, but how amazing is it? Just look at the collection of footballers this football team or this football club are putting together. The manager we have, the future we have, the age bracket of the players we have. Everything is in place for us to have an amazing future. I'm so happy right now, and I'm sure you guys are as Liverpool fans. Ferno says we should play a 4-2-3-1 next season. 4-2-3-1. I think I touched on that formation earlier on, except I went back to front and I went on a 4-2-1-3. But I think you're right. I mean, a 4-2-3-1 would certainly be doable. It's just who that one is. Are we going to go with Bobby Firmino up there? Interesting, but it's certainly a doable formation. Imran says Oblak, Trent, Virgil, Matip, Robbo, Keita, Mane, Salah, Firmino, Werner. All looks good on paper to me, mate. No problems there. What a team. What a squad we're putting together. How amazing is this? So much fun being a Liverpool fan. We've been out in the cold for so long, but the future's certainly bright. The progression is insane, and that's all to one man. Jurgen Norbert Klopp. I'm a believer. What can I say? I'm a believer. One of the happiest days of my life is when we got Jurgen Klopp as manager. If you could go to a factory and get all the ingredients to build the ideal football manager for Liverpool Football Club, someone that understands the city, that understands what fans feel, that understands how we want to be connected to the players on and off the field, that understands the importance of the fans inside the stadium and what they can bring to the game, then Jurgen Norbert Klopp is that man. And I'm with you, mate. He is perfect for Liverpool. You couldn't ask for a better manager. Jason says the future is definitely bright. Indeed, it is. K YouTube asks, would you prefer another centre back like Boateng or a backup forward? I'd probably say a backup forward, just because I think we're not struggling too badly at centre back, even though I think we could improve there. But if it was a choice between one or the other, I would like to see us bring in a backup forward. Although I'm a bit greedy, so I'd like both. But if I could only have one, I'd go with a backup forward. Just hand us the trophies now, says Nick. Lol. Yeah, we need one. We're due one. I think we'll put one in the cabinet really soon. How great is it having Jurgen Klopp as manager of Liverpool Football Club? It still brings a smile to my face. And it's been, what, 2.5, 3 years already? Amazing. Ferner says Origi and Wilson need to be our backups next season. I think Wilson will be great. That's an interesting thought process about Origi. Didn't do too well at Wolfsburg. Don't know what's going to happen with him at Liverpool. Probably end up moving on, but I don't know how much money we'd get for him. So maybe another loan just to run down his contract. I don't know. It's a good time to be an LFC fan. It really is. Guys, you know what? I think I'm going to have to knock it on the head. It's a pleasure. Take care, guys. Chat soon.